It started the way all great disasters do, with a compliment that immediately backfired.
I am Big Ed, and I live in San Diego, California.
There it is. Give me more, give me more, give me more.
You're my best view, meh. And just like that, Big Ed Brown became a household name.
I like the view.
You do?
Yes.
You're my best view.
Yeah.
I mean
You're
it.
so sweet.
For all the wrong reasons. Dropped into our collective consciousness in early 2020, Big Ed wasn't just a man, he was a moment. A mayonnaise-slicked 4'11" tornado of delusion, dad jokes, and deeply uncomfortable energy. He wasn't on 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days to find love.
Nice. This has to be the weirdest experience of my life.
He was there to find internet immortality, and somehow he did both. From asking Rose to shave her legs and take an STD test, to gifting her mouthwash with the subtlety of a sledgehammer, Ed quickly became the star you couldn't look at or look away from.
There's chickens. There's chickens?
Yeah.
And rabbits and bunnies. Okay.
Social media turned him into a viral sensation. TikTok crowned him No Neck Ed. Pete Davidson declared himself a fan. TLC, they gave him spin-offs, specials, and a platform bigger than his ego. But underneath the memes, the merch, and the mayo, something darker was brewing. Big Ed wasn't just funny.
I found out that mayonnaise makes it smoother and less dry.
He was the warning sign we all laughed at until it was too late. Before the cameos, the chaos, and the chicken hats, there was just Ed Brown, born in 1965, San Diego photographer, height 4 feet 11 inches, neck medically missing. His nickname, Big Ed, wasn't ironic in a clever way. It was a self-prescribed confidence boost.
Smell like an egg salad sandwich, but it really, really works. I just want to look young for Rose.
Like calling yourself Shark at a poker table while holding a pair of twos. Ed had Klippel-Feil syndrome, a rare condition that fused his vertebrae, but he wasn't going to let that, or basic human decency, get in the way of going viral. Before reality TV, Ed was just a man who cheated on his wife, raised his daughter alone, and spent decades alone, focusing on photography. Translation, posting black and white thirst traps and wondering why no one swiped right.
So I'll make you a deal. If you shave your legs, I'll shave my beard.
Why? I shave my legs.
Then came Rose Vega, 23, from the Philippines, 31 years younger. She wanted a family. Ed wanted to go viral. And in February 2020, 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days gave him the perfect runway. The setup was simple. American man meets foreign woman online, flies across the world, romance ensues, except Ed's version included mouthwash gifts, hairy leg ultimatums,
Just to see if you have like sexually transmitted disease.
and an STD test request that somehow made the phrase trust issues feel too polite. And people loved it. Not because it was sweet, but because it was an emotional car crash in slow motion. And Ed was behind the wheel screaming, "Am I your forever?" while running every red flag.
Off like my skin. Come on. Either that or you kiss me.
No.
Within weeks, he was viral. TikTok exploded, memes were everywhere. No Neck Ed became more recognizable than 90% of actual celebrities. TLC doubled down, spin-offs, interviews, merch. Ed was no longer a man, he was a brand. And that brand was built on one thing: maximum cringe, minimum self-awareness. This wasn't just the rise of a reality star. This was the beginning of a cultural experiment. And spoiler alert,
I'm beyond elated. I'm so happy right now.
it's about to go very wrong. Every train wreck has its turning point. For Big Ed Brown, it wasn't one explosive moment. It was a slow, ugly unraveling.
10 minutes away. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and book your room, okay?
A pattern forming in real time, episode by episode, apology by apology. What started as quirky awkwardness slowly curdled into something much darker. The jokes stopped landing. The mayo memes dried up. Viewers weren't laughing with Ed anymore. They were watching him repeat the same behavior with new packaging and zero self-awareness. The Rose storyline didn't just end a relationship, it flipped the narrative. Rose didn't fade out, she walked away. After weeks of humiliation, double standards, and broken promises, she ended it on camera. No screaming, no theatrics, just a clean exit. Ed was blindsided.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Not because it happened, but because for the first time, someone refused to play along. And that moment mattered, because it showed the audience this wasn't awkward love. It was someone choosing self-respect. Sympathy shifted. The internet clocked the pattern, and once that door opened, it never closed again.
Right there, okay. Oh, God, okay. Okay, all right, sorry. Oh.
But TLC wasn't done with him. Enter the single life, Ed's attempted redemption arc. New setting, new girlfriend, same playbook. Liz Woods was framed as proof that Ed had grown. Therapy mentions, tears, soft lighting, the illusion of accountability. But behind the scenes, and eventually on camera, the cracks widened fast. Their relationship became a loop. Break up, make up, fight, cry, repeat. Not once or twice, but over and over again.
I've never played life-size chess before. In fact, Liz thought I was one of the pieces.
Until the moments blurred together and the chaos stopped feeling accidental. Then in May 2021, whatever goodwill was left snapped. A leaked phone call surfaced online. No editing, no soundtrack, just Ed screaming at Liz, calling her stupid again and again, flipping from I love you to pure verbal abuse in seconds. The kind of audio that doesn't feel like reality TV anymore.
Your night. Are you guys mad that you didn't see any hot guys?
We had a very good-looking waiter.
It feels like you're overhearing something you weren't meant to hear. The internet recoiled. This wasn't quirky, it wasn't funny, it was ugly, real, and loud. Hashtag cancel Big Ed began trending. Petitions followed, fans turned, even fellow cast members stopped defending him. Debbie Johnson summed it up bluntly. You don't love anybody except yourself. Ed responded the way reality stars always do. Vague therapy references, soft apologies, and carefully managed interviews.
They have to look perfect. They're more worried about the reflection in the mirror than...
But instead of slowing things down, the story only escalated. A woman on TikTok known as Lorda Keep publicly accused Ed of sexually harassing and assaulting her, saying the behavior happened when they previously worked together. She posted videos about her experience and said a non-disclosure agreement limited what she could share publicly. Ed never publicly addressed any of it, but everyone else did. Blogs, fans, cast members. Even during reunions, the accusations lingered. Not always spoken, but impossible to ignore. And then came the most surreal moment of all. Liz, his fiancé at the time, publicly supported the petition to have him removed from the show. She put the link in her Instagram bio. Imagine being so exhausted by your own relationship that you start campaigning against your partner's TV career.
You owe me a visit to the strip club. You don't get to go again without me.
The relationship itself only deteriorated further. Ed broke up with Liz via text, got back together, proposed, pulled away. When she questioned their engagement, he accused her of being a closeted lesbian, weaponizing her identity to avoid accountability on national television. By now, even the show had turned on him. Tell-alls became public dismantlings. Stephanie Matto accused him of emotional manipulation. His own mother and daughter refused to support the engagement. When your family opts out on camera, the arc is officially broken. Online, the tone had completely shifted. YouTube compilations titled Big Ed's Worst Moments pulled in millions of views. Reddit threads dissected his behavior like a true crime case. TikTok trends reenacted Liz crying on the phone, not as jokes, but as warnings. So what actually caused the collapse? Not one scandal, not one bad edit, but a pattern that kept stacking itself higher and louder. There was the verbal abuse, not rumored, not implied, but caught on tape. The emotional manipulation.
So we all want to just unwind a little bit before going into it.
Relax, have a good time.
Repeated, documented, and replayed across seasons like it was part of the format. Then came the allegations, serious ones. Multiple voices, screenshots, timelines, and a silence so loud it answered for him. The backlash followed. Cast members turned on him, fans walked away, even his own family refused to stand beside him. And through all of it, Ed didn't disappear. He didn't step back. He didn't take accountability. He kept filming, kept crying, kept promising change, as if nothing had happened, and as if everyone else was the problem. This wasn't a redemption arc. This was a man speedrunning how to destroy a public image. And then came the final straw. Taco pasta. Yes, really. In 2023, after a petty argument over whether Ed's taco pasta was too spicy, he called off the wedding. Again. By 2024, Liz had moved on. Ed hadn't. TLC quietly phased him out. No announcement, no farewell episode, just silent. Big Ed went from viral icon to reality TV's most unwanted man.
You have the nerve to ask both of us to lie for you.
And then Michael wants to tell Jeremy something.
Not with a bang, but with a passive-aggressive whisper, a broken engagement, and a pasta dish that was apparently just too damn spicy. By then, the damage wasn't shocking anymore. It was familiar. By the time Big Ed shuffled back onto our screens for yet another season, something had changed. And no, we don't mean his hair routine. The chaos was still there, the drama was still there, but the spark? gone, snuffed out by overexposure, overscripting, and the overwhelming stench of predictability. What once felt raw and absurd, a man rubbing mayo into his scalp while wrecking his relationship in real time, had mutated into a lifeless routine. Every scene followed the same tired rhythm. The accidental cringe had become curated, manufactured, engineered for TikTok, but with none of the soul that made it viral in the first place.
What do you think? What? Oh my God. You've been Wait,
Some stripper in Jamaica.
are you serious?
Ed used to surprise us. Now he just exhausted us. We weren't watching a man self-destruct anymore. We were watching a man recycle his own downfall. The arguments with Liz blurred together into one long, miserable loop. Break up, cry, make up, gaslight, propose, repeat. The sincerity vanished. The stakes, gone. And those teary-eyed therapy confessions, they felt about as authentic as a mid-season Bachelor meltdown. Camera ready, producer approved, emotionally hollow. Even the audience stopped reacting. Outrage turned into eye rolls. The memes lost their punch. And social media, once the engine that rocketed Big Ed into pop culture, became the courtroom that quietly sentenced him to irrelevance. Fans didn't scream anymore. They sighed. They clicked away. The man who once danced in a chicken hat for Pete Davidson had become reality TV wallpaper. There but uninspired, present but purposeless. What was once lightning in a bottle was now just condensation on the outside. Damp, forgettable.
This is a huge step back because the way that he treated somebody else still ended up hurting me.
TLC, sensing the fatigue, began backing away like a friend pretending not to see you at the grocery store. No big exit, no grand finale, just a slow, silent phase out. 1 minute he was everywhere, the next wine brand. Big Ed didn't burn out in a blaze of glory. He fizzled out under the weight of his own repetition. The raw awkwardness that made him a star had been polished, repackaged, and resold so many times that even he seemed bored of himself. He wasn't a character anymore. He was background noise, and the audience muted him. For a moment, a brief, unhinged, mayonnaise-scented moment, it almost worked. Big Ed was supposed to be a joke, then a meme, then bizarrely a redemption arc. A man who flew to the Philippines for true love and somehow landed a full-blown TV career. He had no neck, no filter, and apparently no exit strategy.
I do feel that he should try to move on with his life.
And yet we watched, because we wanted to believe in the fantasy that anyone, even an awkward, oversharing, mayonnaise-wielding man in his 50s, could find love, change, grow. That reality TV could still deliver real emotion instead of pre-packaged toxicity. That cringe could evolve into charm. But Big Ed didn't evolve. He just got more airtime. The fantasy crumbled the moment we realized Ed wasn't misunderstood. He was just himself, over and over again, loud, manipulative, and painfully unaware. Not a man on a journey, but a man circling the same emotional drain, dragging Liz and the audience down with him. And now he sells wine, does real estate, posts selfies, he's rebranding again. But for many, the damage is done. The joke stopped being funny when the punchline was always someone else's pain.
Who's in a relationship?
Seriously?
So the next time TLC introduces a quirky underdog with a tragic backstory and a ring in his pocket, ask yourself, are we watching a love story or just the first episode of another cautionary tale? Like, subscribe. And remember, if your reality star needs therapy before the first date, maybe just switch off the camera.